I've seen a lot of YouTube videos in my life. I've watched so many videos. And these videos are as diverse as life itself. Videos ranging from happy videos to sad ones, motivating to disheartening, funny to offensive. I remember shedding tears watching military reunion videos. I remember crying laughing to some pranks or fail videos. Now, at one point during my YouTube binging, I came across a video warning saying that I'm about to see an insensitive or offensive content. It asked me if I'm sure if I want to watch. I'm sure you've seen this exact warning as well. Some of the videos I've watched, I scoff at it. It's nothing. Some bad words, some fists are thrown. It's not that offensive. And some of the videos, I understand why there's a warning. Videos like police badge camera recordings, which often show shootouts between police and criminals. But after watching this kind of videos, I'm sure many people will agree with me. I felt kind of badass. I can tolerate watching this, whereas others can't. I must be a tough guy. Nothing makes me squeamish. This is real life, and all those snowflake sheltered people of the world must see what really goes on in the world. This foolish thinking got me to the next step. This next step I sometimes wish I never took. Here is why. After thinking I am all badass, I realized some videos are so offensive that YouTube and most of the internet would not allow publication. Surely this was done for a good reason, but my curiosity would not die down. The saying, if there's a will, there's a way, was true for me. This seems to be the internet's curse and blessing at the same time. You can find anything you want, and quite easily so, might I add. I came across a website that was dedicated to violence. Violence I have never seen before. Violence that no one should witness. This website truly illustrated the bowels of hell. Now, of course, I will not go into details what this site is or what kind of videos I've seen, but to give an idea, I found videos ranging from real suicides to horrific crimes being performed by drug cartels and ISIS that are sometimes not even mentioned in the news because they are so horrible. No blurred images, no censorship, just raw footages. Now I understand that just by me saying this might also set alight some morbid curiosity to some of the listeners. But please listen to what I have to say before you make your choices. I absolutely forbid you from seeing what I saw. Right out of the gate, I felt extremely nauseous. Yes, I'm sure many of you have seen so-called death, torture, and blood from many movies and video games. You're asking, how bad can it really be? But these Hollywood portrayals don't even come close to the real thing. It does not compare. Almost like describing a certain taste of food. You will not know until you try it yourself. It's really hard to describe the exact feeling. I felt like for the first time in my life, I got to understand what blood was. Just how red it really was. Was there really that much blood in the human body? I got to understand just how different a soulless human face looked like. No Hollywood actor will ever be able to replicate that look. I got to understand just how close life and death are standing side by side, and just what evil humans are capable of. Enough to be giggling and laughing while they cause absolute suffering. Whenever a Hollywood movie or a video game depicts violence, our reactions are, "Ooh, yeah, fuck yeah, that was awesome." In the real thing, you won't be able to utter any word. You'll cover your mouth like I did and feel literally sick to the stomach. Of course, our EMTs get PTSD, let alone our military members. Of course they break down and harm themselves and harm others. Of course they do. How could they not? How could they have a sane mind after touring hell? Even the people I used to mock, the people who get offended by the stand-up comedians, I now understand how some ideas and imagery can really trigger them if they went through that trauma of topic. For the next few days, a feeling of uneasiness stayed with me. Again, very hard to describe. It was not pleasant. I was constantly trying to make sense of the world. How can chaos and order exist in the world together? For every laughter in the world, is there an equal amount of pain? My beliefs and values, which I hold ever so dearly, would I still be able to defend them when faced with a dire situation like the ones I saw in the video? Would I cower? You see what I'm trying to say? Thoughts and questions that never entered my mind was now totally encompassing my brain. I was in fear for the few days. Doesn't this sound similar to the descriptions of PTSD? Not saying I did, but I probably did go through something like a 1% of the full-blown PTSD. And that's why I'm telling you not to take this warning lightly. If you must search for these videos, do at your own risk. Best of luck to you. In another note, seeing such violence enlightened me on a specific verse in the Bible. Now, I know this is not a religion channel, but please bear with me. Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. To add some context, I'm sure you've all heard of Noah's Ark. This verse explains the reason why God wiped out the earth with a big flood during Noah's time. Verse 5 reads, "And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart." I now understand what wickedness of man and what evil truly means. Of course, he had to eliminate every single one of us. I also reckon that if you're an atheist watching these videos, I'm sure this would lead you closer to the conclusion that there is no God. What kind of God would allow his supposed sons and daughters to do so much evil against one another? Now, you will meet some people who believe that everyone needs to be exposed to such material, even a little bit. And their reasoning goes something like this. We truly are sheltered. We have no idea how good we have it here in the West. We must be able to understand what really does happen in the world. This, indeed, is real news at the purest form. This is enlightenment at its core. I find myself right in the middle. Yes, I agree with that reasoning, but at the same time, I truly was traumatized.